yourself.
I'm Harry McCracken, and I am the founder and editor of Technologizer.
And Terry, explain what that is. You used to be the editor of PC World.
I was the editor of PC World, which was a fabulous job.
You were there, what, 13 years, 14?
13 and a half years.
Uh-huh.
I started there when at the very last moment it was still a magazine, because the website launched about 2 months after I got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically wrote it throughout all this time of more change in our business than ever before.
So you were there for a long time, then there was a controversy, and you refused to knuckle under to a publisher, correct? Essentially.
I basically, you can't get your virginity back when it comes to editorial ethics.
Right.
And so I resigned, and
this was over a story about Apple Computer, correct?
I basically said that I had never once censored anything based on advertising concerns, and I wasn't going to. And I left, and through a very strange set of circumstances, I ended up coming back about a week later.
Excellent. That's why we like you, Harry. We at All Things D, we respect ethics. Now listen, you started a new site then, and you left a year later.
So a year later, I did leave again. I loved PC World. Mm-hmm. I figured that the PC World was really successful before I got there. It would do really well without me. And for the first time ever, a journalist could, with almost no resources, start a new brand and a new publication and reach the entire web.
Right, exactly. Now you called it Technologizer. Why did you call it that? What?
I basically wanted a name that was vague enough that I wasn't tied to anything. People always would ask PC World, when are you going to change your name? Because PC World was founded in 1983 when the PC was new and hip. And I wanted a name that was about technology and could cover whatever I did.
And so what is your focus at Technologizer, which I love that name, by the way?
Thank you. I really have 4 topics. The first one is the web. There's almost nothing we do that does not relate to the web. The second one are phones, because the phone really is the personal computer moving forward.
You agree?
PC World was started in 1983 when a box on the desktop was hot, and I really think that personal computing in the form of things like iPhone is what matters now.
Right.
The third topic is consumer electronics. And the fourth one is the PC and the Mac, so I still cover them, but they're fourth out of my 4 main topics.
Now you use freelancers and you post anywhere from 2 to 10 posts a day.
I'm doing most of the content, but I have some other folks who are posting too.
And how do you like the escape from Media Central, as I am enjoying it myself?
It's been a blast. I mean, the problem with being the editor-in-chief of a big magazine is you don't really get to write, and in fact you hardly get to edit. You spend a lot of time in meetings.
Yes. You
spend a lot of time working on budgets and HR stuff.
Working for the man.
And I'm getting to do what I got into this business to do, which is to play with stuff and write about it and analyze it.
So how do you think journalism's changed? What is your thoughts on, here you are, pretty prominent editor, doing things on your own. How has blogging changed things? And I use that term broadly.
I mean, I think there are a couple of things, one of which is that the credibility is everything. But you get no credibility just because you work for a large company, and you can have a lot of credibility working for a small company that nobody ever heard of.
Right.
And so essentially that the content defines whether you're credible or not.
But you believe in accuracy and standards, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the HED test, as you know. So what do you think is interesting right now in terms of stories? I know you have the top 10 things at PC World. What's the top 10? Look, give me the top 5 interesting stories for you. You just mentioned phones as computers.
I mean, I think the iPhone is unquestionably the #1 story as of this moment. Over the last couple of weeks, I've just started covering Windows 7, which ties into, I think, one of the other huge stories, which is what's going to happen to Microsoft over the next few years. Will they be able to recover from Vista? A third story is, I hate the phrase the cloud computing, but I think the whole topic of the software that used to live on desktop boxes moving onto the internet is huge.
And that's just 3, Harry.
Those are 3. I mean, I think that digital entertainment is the 4th. I said I cover the web, mobile, consumer electronics, and the PC, and the best stories of all are the ones that span all those worlds.
Okay,
the way that digital entertainment does.
Yeah. And one more?
And the last one I would say is Browser Wars 2.0 and Chrome versus IE versus Firefox versus Safari.
That's an evergreen. What's the most hyped thing right now from your perspective?
I think Android is probably the most hyped thing that hasn't quite proven itself yet, because the T-Mobile G1 is clearly nothing more than a rough draft of something that might be interesting, and I don't have a clue right now whether Android is going to be flourishing 2 or 3 years from now, or whether Google will lose interest really quickly.
Excellent. Harry, as usual, welcome to the lunch crowd. We stay up all night, we have lunch, we blog all the time. Welcome, you're doing an excellent job. Technologizer.com.
Thanks
A
Kara.
lot, bye.